Water.
Earth. Fire.
It has been almost 50 years since the Fire Nation attacked and threw the world out of balance. The Avatar has disappeared, and many have lost hope of peace. But a few brave people have come together, bridging the gap between nations. And fighting secretly in the shadow to restore harmony and balance. This is the Saga of the White Lotus. Okay, I think we're live this time. Welcome to Avatar Legends, the role-playing game brought to you by Magpie Games and the Nerd Asylum. Well, we're not sponsored by them. I shouldn't say brought to you by. But this is their game system, and we're doing it. We're doing it live. Here we are.
Here we are.
It's not a Nerd Asylum show if we're not learning the game as we go.
Learning the game and learning the tech. Yep, that's what we do.
Also, it's so much better.
Good. I knew it was those earbuds. I don't know what it is about those freaking earbuds, but I guess I'm just going to use my headset, so no problem.
Can we get you a new headset? Because I know that one's broken.
It's not broken. Thank you, Kikar. It's just wiggly. The speaker has detached from the actual headset. But anyway, that's beside the point. Welcome. I hope you had a great Saturday. We are about to jump in and begin a saga, the Saga of the White Lotus. We have decided that this show, our story, is going to take place in the years before during the 100-Year War. So a little bit about the world as we kind of open our show, in case you missed it in the intro video. It has been 45 years since Avatar Roku has disappeared. No Avatar has surfaced since then. The Fire Nation has attacked, and it has been a long time since anyone has seen any airbenders as well. So we are going to start our adventure as... Well, actually, let's introduce our characters and our players first, because that's typical, right? We do that, right? We don't just jump right in. So we're going to start up at the top here. Kaz, if you'd like to introduce yourself and your character.
Oh, wow. I get to be first. Hi, I am Kaz, or Seth, and I will be playing Nietzsche of the Northern Air Temple this time around. And I am just a humble Fire Nation citizen, living my best life. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we'll pop right straight down to Dragon. Dragon, if you'd like to introduce yourself and your character.
Hello. I am Dragon Bait. I will be playing Zola. I am also a Fire Nation citizen.
All right. And finally, Lance.
Hi, I'm Lance. I'm playing Rue, and I am not a Fire Nation citizen. I come from the Northern Water Tribe. I have gotten into more than my fair share of run-ins with the Fire Nation, though, so that's fun.
Yes. And as we begin, we prove that you have gotten into a fair bit of trouble with the Fire Nation as we start our episode inside a Fire Nation prison. Zola. We can't hear you, but that's okay. Zola, you have come to the prison for a particular reason, and as you approach the front gate, you've never actually been to the prison before. You've heard of the prison, you've seen the prison, not seen it. You've seen it from the distance as your father has kind of told you about it, but you've never physically been to the compound. And so as you approach, you see a large metal facility. And the front foyer has this processing area that's just dirt, and it's like this dark, almost lava rock substance on the ground in front of this L-shaped building made out of metal. And you see these giant double doors that are opening as you approach to let you into the facility. And there are several Fire Nation guards spread across the yard. They're all armed with little flames in their hand, prepared to attack if necessary. This is a very militaristic area. Like, you feel very tense. It's not like it is back home where it's nice and relaxed. This is very unusual for you. So you approach the front door. What would you like to do?
I guess I will walk up to one of the guards and be like, I'm here to see my grandmother.
He looks down at you, kind of
down.
Yeah, he looks down at you. He's pretty tall. He's
the
about
fuck
7 foot frame.
Damn! They feed these Fire Nation well.
Sorry,
the big boys.
No, he's pretty tall. He's about 6 foot, and he kind of looks down at you because, yeah, we didn't kind of discuss how tall your characters are. But how tall is Zola?
I make all of my characters the same height, 6 foot.
Okay, I guess he's looking at you eye to eye then.
Bitch.
He puts he extinguishes his flame in his palm. And name?
Zola.
No, not your name. I know who you are.
Nana. I don't know. I forgot her name, Joe.
All right, I'll take you to see Nana. And he turns around and starts leading you into the building.
Why did I have to go first? This is very...
Everyone in the Fire Nation just knows her as Nana. That's just,
What did Nana do?
Guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yes, a little bit of backstory. You woke up on your birthday to celebrate, and Nana was gone.
This morning?
Yeah. So you did some digging and found out that Nana has been imprisoned. You don't know what for. Nobody would tell you. So you've come to visit her and find out. So you walk through the front doors and into this facility, and you see that there is a one of those big, almost like those submarine-style doors where they've got the lever that you got to kind of rotate to open the door. And the guy kind of pulls, and you hear that squeaking and that metal-on-metal grind kind of reverberates in your ear. And the door opens, and there is a long hallway lined with metal-barred rooms, prison cells. And you can hear the ruckus erupt as the front door opens. And he takes you along, passing by each one of those. And as you pass by, you notice something a little unusual, because most of these people are Fire Nation citizens that have gotten into some trouble. But there is one individual, as you're passing by, that is wearing Water Nation garb. So... yeah, Lance, as she's passing by, what does she see?
So what she would see is Rue would be sitting against the far wall facing the door. He's a bit dirty and roughed up because he definitely didn't go without a fight. But he has kind of uncontrollable, fluffy black hair and, like you said, Water Nation garb. And he would look up and meet her gaze with piercing blue eyes as she passed. And then once the guard passed, he'd flip him off.
Yeah, as you continue along past that cell, you get into a massive courtyard. The hall ends, and there's a doorway, and you open the door, and there's a massive courtyard. And in the center of the courtyard, there's a fire fountain. And along the fire fountain in the center, it's all that volcanic rock. It's almost gritty and kind of refined down into like a sand, but it's that black sand from the pumice of the lava rock. So it's very kind of like loose flooring in here. It's like walking on a beach as you walk through the courtyard. And he takes you along to the left-hand side, because this courtyard seems to be in the center of the facility. It's an open-air courtyard, so you can see up into the sky and see that it's late morning. And he takes you to the north, south, east, west side door of that courtyard. And he opens that door, and there's another long hallway lined with prison cells. And on the very far end of the hallway, you can see a larger cell that is closed off with a solid door and like one of those porthole windows. And he starts to walk along that hallway. And again, you notice a vast majority of these prisoners are all Fire Nation's, people here. They just look like common thieves and stuff like that. Nothing major in this wing. But the further down you go, the more they look like bigger and more muscular individuals, male and female. They look very familiar to the people that you have seen with your father with a lot. They have a very militaristic look to their physique. And as you get towards that door, you pass by another individual that sticks out a little bit, because all these military folk, and then there's little old Michi. How does Michi look?
He's got pretty clean in this cell. I think he's somehow brought in like a little rubber ball, and he's just in the middle of the cell, like bouncing against the wall. Occasionally he comes up to the bars and is like telling like the tea, like he's talking to one of the guards. He's just like, hey, what's the weather outside? Like, really, like, when are we gonna go get some time out in the sun and like bounce. And he's like, he goes around and he's got a lot of energy. Like,
so you pass by Michi as Michi is trying to contact the guard, and the guard kind of like brushes you off, but there's that rapport. This time is unusual because he's got a guest, but the guard usually stops and talks to you, but this time he's trying to act all high and mighty. And he passes right by you, just kind of ignores you, and takes you to that door. And he just kind of stands there and motions towards the door.
This is a little excessive.
I'm just doing what I'm told.
I
didn't assign her cell.
I'll go into the cell.
The door is sealed, and it's just that porthole. He hasn't opened the door.
Can you open the door?
I'm not allowed to open the door.
What?
She's under maximum security.
Why?
Orders from the top.
Okay, can we have some privacy then?
He kind of scoots down a cell. He scoots down another cell. And he scoots down one more, and now he's right in front of Michi.
I knock on the door.
In, up through the porthole window, through like 4 inches of solid glass, comes your grandmother. And you see her eyes they have this very suspicious look as she peeks in, and then they light up, and she looks very excited. And she starts mouthing words.
I can't hear you.
Can you not hear me?
No, I was talking to Grandma.
She keeps mouthing words. She looks like she's very excited. She stops.
Loudly say, I can't hear you.
She points down, and then you see her disappear from the porthole.
I look down.
There is about a inch gap under the door. And you see a shadow kind of like fill in the gap for the thing.
As gracefully as possible, I get on the floor to talk to my grandmother.
So you lean down and you hear, "Can you hear me now?"
Yes, what did you do? Why are you in maximum security?
I'm not quite sure, honestly.
What? What do you... What...
It's obviously a mistake. I'm sure everything will work out fine, dearie.
I... I'll find out.
You do that, but be careful. I'm sure they'll work this out. I'll be free this afternoon.
Be careful.
Well, yes, you don't want to go poking around with the guards and get into any trouble and join me. This is no place for a fine young lady such as you on your birthday.
Grandma, what's going on?
Well, obviously, I've been imprisoned.
Ooh, good job, woman. What else is going on?
Well, it's your birthday, and I got you a present.
Thank you. Yeah, the only gift I need is you to not be here.
Well, I can't teleport. That's a different game. She slides something under the door frame, and something about the size of a silver dollar, a $50, slides out from under the door.
Okay, I pick it up.
It is a Paisho tile.
Oh, Grandma, we don't have time for games.
Well, almost. Give it about 5 more minutes and we can go out into the courtyard.
What?
Every day, they let us out into the courtyard.
You think they're going to let you out and talk to me in the courtyard? Why am I... Have you seen my father?
Not since last week, when he left. He did say goodbye, didn't he?
I know. Yes, but he was supposed to... He was supposed to be back by now.
Oh, is he not? That's
No.
a shame. I was preparing supper for all of us this evening. Happy birthday, by the way.
Just bad birthday, bad.
I don't know. It could be worse. You could be in here with me.
My dad's not here. Everything is bad.
Well, if you choose to see things that way.
Grandma.
At
What?
that time,
Oh, God.
you hear a loud buzz emanate from the entirety, and all three of you hear that buzz. And depending on how long you've been here, you would or would not know what that means. The doors kind of unlock. You hear the metal clasp unlatch, and the doors pop open about 2 inches. And everybody starts to kind of file out of their room and head towards that center courtroom. The guard that escorted you in kind of looks over at Michi and motions and then keeps an eye on you.
Does her door open?
Her door does not open.
Michi isn't going to leave quite yet, but he's going to poke the guard in the back like twice and just be like, hey, who is that?
That is Zola. Zola, I can't remember the last name you chose. Sosha, there we go.
I didn't choose it. You did.
You chose it by association.
Do either of those names mean anything to me?
Let me consult the DM's guide.
Roll and assess a situation roll. The first roll of our game. And that is rolled with creativity.
Creativity. Is it that's 2 dicer? 1 time?
They're all 2 dice.
Yep, 2d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 7?
Okay. You get to ask me one question. Which I think you already asked, but
Do I know who that is?
yeah. It doesn't really... Oh, you get to ask one question. Assess the situation. Ongoing answers if it's 7 plus 10. Okay, I guess... So the answer is up to me, but you get to ask the question and I get to answer it. Okay. I guess I should have had you roll that and then had you ask I don't know how that works, but that's what we did. So the name Shosa rings a bell. You've been in the Fire Nation long enough to recognize the name, but you're not familiar with why. You would assume that it has to do with something. That name is probably associated with something high ranking or royalty or something enough to be known within the Fire Nation for you to know
Okay.
it. So the last
It's weird
name
that
does
she's
ring a
in
bell.
here,
Yes.
like visiting the riffraff. Okay.
The riffraff. Why a pie show token?
Pardon me, cat hair. Thanks, love you too. She she kind of stands up, and you hear her voice kind of get a little like softer because she's not leaning down underneath. She says, "It's a very special pie show, Tile. Please don't lose it. You might need it later." And as you kind of look at it, you see it's a jade tile, and most of the tiles that you've seen on the sets, some of them are made out of like earth, but the most common ones that you see are made out of wood. They're just kind of carved. This particular one does seem like it's a pretty nice set, as the jade leaf is embossed on the tile, and then the tile itself is kind of hand painted intricately. And as you flip it over, there is a square carved into it in the center. Nothing special, just a square. I'm sure that tile will take you to many great places.
Am I going somewhere?
Yes, home. You don't need to be here in the prison.
Neither should you.
I'm an old woman. I've had a good run.
Grandma!
I'm sure I'll be out in no time. Like I said, it's just a mistake.
I will try and talk to the Fire Lord to see what's going on.
Don't you dare. That man is insane.
He's our family friend.
There's silence. And you can't see that shadow anymore. She's kind of like stepped away from the door. You can still hear the voice kind of echoing underneath because you're still down there.
Yeah.
But she has stepped away from the door.
Grandma, what? Okay, I'll stand up, dust myself off while I look around.
You'll see that most of the prison cells have emptied, and they're just kind of, most of the doors are swung open, leaving a very narrow hallway for you to pass by because the doors have kind of swung open. So you kind of have to, it's like one person wide at this point. And the guard is still standing there. And Michi, have you left, or are you still talking to the guard?
He talks to the guard for a little bit longer, and I think he's about to leave. He doesn't want to miss courtyard time.
I'll start, I guess. I'll be like, okay, I'll talk to you later, Grandma.
There's no reply.
I walked away.
Okay. As you're walking, the guard waits for you to pass and then follows behind you and then looks over and sees Michi still there and motions. So the two of you kind of file out, the three of you. Back over to Ruani. Did I say that right? Ruani? Ruani.
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 Rue.
Okay.
Rue.
Back over to Rue. Rue, you're sitting in your cell and the doors pop open. You've been here a while. You know it is most likely courtyard time.
Yep, he's going to file out and go to the courtyard. And I think every day at courtyard time, he kind of just wanders and looks for a way out casually. Like, never, not drawing any suspicion.
Okay. You have assessed this area, so I would like you to roll and assess a situation. And that is rolled with creativity.
That is a 6.
It doesn't say what to do. I think it says on a 7 to 9, ask one question. To take.
It's a failure.
Yeah, it's a fail.
So that's a fail.
So
okay.
I think he gets to mark
an experience.
Yes.
Yep.
You were unable to find anything that gives you any kind of hope of escaping. The metal walls on the inside of the courtyard are very smooth metal. There's nothing really to grip or hold, and they go up about 20 feet, and there are guards posted all along the wall, kind of looking down on the courtyard, and the only thing in there that you can see is the fire fountain in the center. It's just like a water fountain, but instead of water coming out of it, it is fire. Like there's flames just kind of shooting out of it, and it kind of trickles down, and you can see the sparks and the embers kind of create this flow. And then that volcanic sand all around the edge.
Hate that.
You have spent some time digging through that, and you haven't really found like any kind of solid bottom.
Okay.
All three of you meet in the center. Zola, you see these two unusual characters that stick out because, I mean, Michi is not dressed as an airbender. Michi is dressed as a Fire Nation citizen, but comparatively to everybody else that's kind of locked in here, Michi does kind of appear to be out of place. Younger, definitely not as military or refined or like thuggish,
tough.
I guess. Yeah, tough. As the rest of the crowd in here. And Rue, you have noticed that people have been kind of like eyeing you. Like you don't belong here. You know that there are several people that have their eye on you and are kind of waiting for a good time to jump you. And Zola, as you're walking past and heading towards the door on the south end, you hear the door slam shut, and everybody hears the alarm kind of start to blare. And the guards all on the top of the area begin to kind of dissipate and leave along the top of the walls. And it seems like there's just chaos kind of ensuing at this point. What would you all like to do?
What do I see? Like, what's
I'd
the
like
chaos?
to assess this. I'd like to assess the situation.
There is the one guard that was escorting you in the center area.
Okay.
In the courtyard. All the guards on the top have left their post and disappeared into like the ramparts, or what are those called? The towers, the watchtowers. They've disappeared off the wall. So they're gone. And everybody in here is just kind of looking around, and some of them are starting to kind of like beat on each other and start a prison riot.
Oh, good. I'm stuck in a prison riot. I look at the guard and go, is there any way to get out?
The door, it's locked. He seems to be kind of panicking as there's a group of Fire Nation citizens that are kind of, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are kind of making their way towards this one single guard.
I'm gonna grab him, put the tile somewhere else, and start running, trying to find a different door.
Okay. You do see this is a courtyard, and there's a door on the north, south, east, and west of the courtyard. The western door is the one you just came out of with your grandmother. The north, or the door on the south is the door that you came in. So you got the door on the west and the door on the north that you haven't explored yet.
I'll go to the north.
As you run up to the door with the guard, it is locked and sealed. What are you doing, Rue and Michi?
He is going to not leave the guard's side. He knows people want to beat him up, so he's going to follow the one guard that's doing a horrible job, and kind of like I'd like to trick him into trying and moving to the other door.
Which other door?
The west door, the one we hadn't checked yet, or the
The eastern door, the one. Okay,
The eastern door,
because you just checked the north, and then the eastern door is the only one left. Okay, there is a roll for that. So I would like you to roll a trick an NPC, and it is creativity.
That is an 11.
That you get a special something. You get to pick 2. They stumble, and you take +1 forward when acting against them, or they act foolishly, or they overcommit.
They're overcommitting.
They overcommit.
Okay, you get to pick 2 with an 11. So overcommit and act foolishly or stumble.
Like to overcommit and then stumble.
Okay, so you get a +1 when you're acting against this individual. So if you're rolling anything against this NPC, you get a +1 going forward until they clear that status. Plus, they overcommit. They are deceived for some time. Oh, you overcommit and you trick them for... Okay, so they're deceived for some time. Okay, so yeah, he now thinks that you're in charge because you're very like... We're going this way, and you're getting us out of here. And he seems to be like, yeah, you're gonna protect me. So he's a very crappy card, apparently. He runs over to that western door, and he pulls out his little. He's got this little fire key card thing, and he puts it up against the door.
Is this the guard that was supposed to be with me?
That is the guard that's with you. Rue has just grabbed this guard and said, "We're going this way."
Bitch just left a citizen in this courtyard with a bunch of prisoners as I'm running towards the eastern gate, or the northern gate.
I'll protect you. I'll protect you.
You guys checked the northern gate. He followed you guys, and now he's taking charge and getting you guys to the eastern gate.
Yeah, so Rue has basically taken the group over to the eastern gate, and the guard actually does pull out the key card and use the key card to open the door. And as the door opens, he bumps into and falls backwards as the warden steps forward, and like 50 Fire Nation guards come pouring out of this door and start surrounding and subduing all the other Fire Nation citizens. You see them pull out Fire Nation, like fire whips, and they start firebending towards the prisoners, who you just now notice haven't been bending during this riot. What would you like to do?
I want to try and skirt around the warden. Just like...
I'm going to have you roll a push your luck roll, which is a passion roll.
Hold on. Fire.
Is this going well, or is this going really badly?
Prisoner.
You're not dead yet.
I mean,
it's a first time for everything. Okay, I'm rolling passion.
Yes, it's a passion roll for push your luck.
I have no plus for that. I'm not passionate. I'm creative. That's a 6. So bad.
You get to mark an experience, and he grabs you by the shoulder. And this individual stands a little bit above you. This individual is about 6'8", broad shoulders.
I was just here to see Grandma.
Kind of cuts down into these. He's got calves the size of like my biceps. They're just big calves.
Before you go on, is experience growth?
It should be labeled as experience on your character sheet. At the bottom, I think, left-hand corner of the sheet, it should say experience. And there's like 8 boxes or 10 boxes.
I don't think we have that.
Oh.
Don't have that. That's
maybe
why I asked
maybe
if
it is growth.
I'm
No,
just
growth
gonna
is
mark...
growth is at the end of the session. What you need to do is, I think you need to... Is it fatigue?
No, there's only certain things that take a fatigue. If you fail, you get a...
you know what? We're not going to worry about this. I'm going to put a little box at the top that says...
Yeah, just keep track of your experience. Because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a box there for that.
XP. Okay.
That's fine.
This is a long shot, but I would love to try something.
No. He grabbed me. Can you tell me what's going to happen to me, Joseph?
He just basically puts you back into the room with the rest of the... And you see that they're starting to line up the prisoners, and he puts you front and center.
I'm not a prisoner!
He grabs you and puts you front and center, and there is a line. Like, they're 5 by 5, like, just lined up as the guards are kind of, like, lining everybody up.
I look at the guard that was supposed to be helping me, and I'm like, can you tell him?
He has formed rank and is just cowering behind the warden at this point.
Bitch!
What would you like to try, Michi?
Oh, I would. I don't know. Since we're all there, I don't know.
Do the thing.
Well, I was gonna try and use my. This is a long shot, but I have a thing called "It Doesn't Belong to You," and basically, I was going to try and snatch Zola away and get her out of the situation if I can.
Because I don't belong to him. Snap.
Yeah.
Okay. How does that work? Read that to me.
Okay. It doesn't belong to you. When you secretly pocket something or swipe something owned by someone undeserving, roll with harmony. On a hit, you swipe something from them, your choice, and without them noticing, 7 to 9, the thing you took isn't exactly what you thought it was. And on a miss, you can take it away, but they'll notice and they are going to pursue.
I'm going to let you roll for that, but because it's not an item and it's a full-on person, I'm going to lower the fail rate, so you have to roll like an 8 or higher.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's with harmony. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. Ooh, 7.
Oh, failure,
Why would
my
you do this to
dude.
me?
So it almost works, but just as you're kind of going back, one of the other guards steps forward and kind of sees what you're doing and separates the two of you so that you're now formed in these 5 by 5 lines.
Mm-hmm.
And the warden steps forward and kind of like paces back and forth in front of the front line. So it's a 5 by 5. So we've got Zola in the center of the front line, and then you've got Michi on the left and Rue on the right, and then it's just filled with the rest of these prisoners. And he is pacing back and forth. And he stops. And he puts his hands behind his back, and he turns and he kind of looks right at Zola. And he says, "Something has been taken from my office. I want it back. I am going to have each and every one of you searched."
Sir? I am not a prisoner.
Silence! You will submit to search, and everybody will return to their cells, and I will have my item returned to me, or you will all suffer 1 week of no courtyard time. And he turns around,
I don't have a cell.
and he starts leaving out of that door that you guys come from. The other guards start to kind of disperse the crowd and start to take people back to their cells. What would you like to do?
I am leaving.
I would like to use rely on your skills or training or push your luck and try to force an opening so that we can make a break for that open door.
Okay, I'll let you roll for because that's something that you would like train for when you're doing like making a break for it and stuff from your history and everything. Go ahead and do the rely on your skills and training, which is
focus.
Focus, yes.
That's 10. Because I got +2 in that.
So without missing a beat, as soon as that door opens and you see like your opening, you grab the two of them and you dash towards that door.
This is very much kidnapping. Like you weren't in trouble already?
And you make it out of that door, and you find yourself, just as the door slams shut, that guard that was with you, Zola, that was escorting you, is on the other side of that door, and he looks a little terrified, and he looks at you, and he looks at the warden, and he looks at you, and he looks at the warden.
What?
I'd like to roll intimidation.
Wait, okay, hold on. So the door's closed. It's this guard and the warden, and then the three of us in this hallway.
Yes. And he looks at you.
And he looks at me. Oh shit. I don't know.
You
what
can
to
roll
do.
your intimidation.
Or my intimidate.
Yes. Intimidate is a passion roll.
Passion. Not good. Oh no, that's a 7. Barely.
Okay. Who are you trying to intimidate?
Trying to intimidate the guard.
The one that was with your friend?
Uh-huh.
The one that was already terrified. Friend? Currently hostage.
He looks at the warden, he looks at you, and he firebends at the warden. And he tosses you his key card.
We're taking off running.
You hear the warden yell out as you all take off down that hallway.
I'm just following the leader.
You get to the end of the hallway, and there is another door, and you can see a little key card reader. This is a little swipe thing for the key card.
Yeah, he'll swipe. Feel like we're in Among Us. Do it several times.
It does not go through. It doesn't seem to be activating whatever. No matter how slow or fast you go, it's not activating the door.
I'd like to assess the situation and see if there is another way.
Sure, roll and assess the situation, which is a
Creativity.
I like your shortcut thing. The pages are nice because they explain things, but they explain them in sentences, and I have to read the sentence to remember what it is.
Get them in sentences. Come on, Joe.
Yeah.
It would be very nice to just say, assess the situation is a creativity roll, like dash creativity. I can't wait to put together an actual GM screen with like little cheat codes and stuff like that instead of like full pages from the quick start guide.
That's a 5.
Experience, Joe.
Mark your experience.
Can I
He kicks the door.
look back to see what's happening with the guard and the warden?
Yes, you can. You can see that the warden and the guard are currently engaged in a fire battle. They are bending at each other. The guard does not look like he's going to maintain, and he's definitely not going to win this battle.
Oh, poor buddy. Can I look around for a different? What? Can I look at the door? Is there something that maybe the waterbender person doesn't know that the Fire Nation person might?
There is next to the keycard thing, there is a what you would notice as a like fire receptacle. If you bend in this area, it will heat up, which will activate the keycard.
I look at him, take the key card, go over and firebend into the thing.
And it heats up, and you hear doo-doo-doo, and it's a little like red light pops on the key reader, and then it fades out.
And we open the door before it fades out.
Yep, you swipe the card, and then the door swings open. And
How was I supposed to know?
You see that you are on like this little cliff face. There's about 10 feet out in front of you, and then it drops dramatically. And then maybe about 50 feet below, there is like this volcanic beach, and you are basically on this like massive volcano mound, at the very edge of one of the cliff faces.
Is there any way to go around the prison to avoid the cliff face?
You could skirt your way around, but you would be climbing along the mountain to get down it.
Well, I'm gonna pull. I look at the other two, thinking about leaving them behind.
So is there water? Is what I'm hearing, or is it
It's
lava?
a beach.
No, it is a water. It is a water.
Okay.
It is a beach with water.
It is a water.
It is not. You're not like
It's my
within a
favorite
volcano.
line.
You're like this whole island that you're on with the prison is made up of like volcanic substance. That's where all the ash or the pumice and all that is coming from, the black sand. But down below, it's the beach, so you can see the water.
I'm gonna do what I do best, and I'm going to bend the water up as far, like as close as I can to us, into like a frozen slope.
Okay, I'm gonna let you roll. I want you to roll the 2d6 and add your rely on your skills and training just do a rely on your training skills. That's how you, because that's how you play.
Modifier.
Roll and rely on your skills and training.
Okay, that is a 10.
You are able to feel the waves and the motion, and for the first time in a while, since you've been imprisoned, you feel that bending sensation, and you just sink in with the waves crashing against the beach, and you pull and you pull, and then you pull, and this ice bridge forms from the beach to the cliff face.
I'm gonna slide down it.
You two see him take off down, sliding like
Not
he's
even
surfing.
waiting.
Oh God.
And at this point, you feel an intense heat coming from behind you.
Could I glance
I'm gonna-
behind me?
Krebzola and jump onto the ice.
So you jump onto the ice. What are you doing, Zola?
I look behind me. Who's heating
There is
up
a
the door?
massive fireball coming down the hallway towards you.
I shut the door.
You shut the door, and it boom, right against the door, and you can feel the heat from the flame, from that firebending move it just hit the door. You can feel the heat from the door. You know that whatever that warden's got some power, because that was a pretty big fireball. Probably would have eviscerated all three of you.
I look around and go, and I jump onto the ice.
Yeah, you slide down that. Yeah, you get to the bottom and you bump into all three of you bump into each other. Boom, 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 and you are now standing on the beach. And as you look up, you can see the prison facility up above, and there is still the alarm going off, and there's just chaos emanating from that place. Oh, we lost Lance.
No!
Yeah, he was frozen, and then he died. I mean, he didn't die. He left us briefly.
We'll be right back after these messages from sponsors we don't have. But if you'd like to be a sponsor, hit us up.
Air, water, earth.
All right. Oh, I guess you're Joseph. You're the DM now.
Oh, good. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I will be taking over the show. Joe, put on your black wig. You're Zola now. Or not.
I switched this. We're good. Welcome back. Thank you for your patience while we got everything situated here. Last we left off, we were experiencing a prison riot, and the warden had informed everyone that something of his was taken from his office and he wants it back. And our group saw their chance to escape and attempted to escape, wound up in the hallway with the guard and the warden, intimidated the guard into helping them, and the warden decided to throw a fireball at them, but Zola decided that the door needed to be shut, so she shut the door. And that's where we left off. Zola, you are on top of the cliff, while you can see Michi and Rue are at the bottom where the beach is at. The ice slide is beginning to melt.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I will jump on the ice slide. I'm not being stuck up here with a warden who thinks I'm a prisoner.
Yeah, you slide down that thing very gracefully and wind up on the beach, and just in time for the door to slam open, you can hear the metal creak and bang open, and the warden comes stomping out.
I grab both of them and pull them like as close to the cliff edge as possible so that when they look down, they can't actually see us.
So you're pulling forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also going to make that slide disappear.
So you pull forward underneath the slide, and you make the slide disappear into water, and you just all get splashed with what was the ice, and is now water, just splashes down. And the warden stomps forward. You can kind of barely make him out as you're looking up at the cliff. You can see him kind of looking out, scanning the beach. He doesn't see anything, so you can see him kind of turn around and disappear on the cliff face. You're all on the beach. The alarm's still going off.
We need to move.
Let's just take a moment.
We're going to take two separate ways. We part ways now. You two prisoners have fun. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Unrightly imprisonated. We should stick together. We're all, I mean, they saw us together, and they're going to be looking for us, and we're stronger together.
Saw us together? You guys basically kidnapped me.
You were kind of starting to freak out a little bit.
You would too, if you were in a prison riot in a prison that you were just visiting.
It's fine. Everything.
Bye. And I start walking away.
I'm gonna follow her. So you're Zola, right? My name is Michi. It's nice to meet you.
How do you know my name? I just look at their.
I asked the guard about you, like the nice one that saved.
And he just told you?
Well, yeah, I mean we're pretty close.
I keep walking.
Yeah, you keep walking along the beach.
Heading towards my home. I'm assuming I know how to get there from here.
Oh yeah, you're familiar with this area. You know that if you continue along the beach, you'll come up to an area where it kind of comes up, and there's a bridge that goes across the little prison island to the mainland, and you have to cross that bridge or swim to get back to where you're going.
I look over. Are they following me still?
I know Michi is. What is Rue doing?
Rue is still standing there just like... And then he's going to start following.
So yeah, they're following behind you.
No. This is not a lost puppy situation.
There's puppies?
No. This is the second you get on that bridge, there are going to be Fire Nation soldiers everywhere. And then you're going to get arrested.
To look for you. I will just point them in your direction.
Sorry, sweetheart, you escaped too.
Sweetheart, I did not escape. I walked out.
You ran out.
It's walking.
Still left.
Yeah, that's usually what visitors get to do. They get to leave.
What do you guys think was taken from him? Maybe we should have helped look. Maybe it was something really important.
Like what?
I mean, like a family photo or like a pet rock. I don't know. I don't know what firebenders like to do in there. I mean, you know, what benders like to do in their spare time. So it was obviously really important to him, okay?
He wasn't gonna listen to anybody.
You want to
Can't
go back
judge
up
him
there and be like,
based
hey,
on-
sorry we ran
Yeah,
away.
How he's feeling, like what he's doing when he's stressed, all right? He might just be lashing out. But now that we're here, let's not go back. I don't ever want to go back in there again. We should find a way to get over there and away, really far away.
I'm walking towards the bridge.
At this point, you round the side of the beach where you can now see the bridge, and the bridge has been closed off. There are guards along the bridge, and they are crossing the bridge into the mainland, and you can see a lot of them are carrying pamphlets.
How did you two get arrested? Like, why? Water Nation, that makes sense.
Complicated. I didn't do anything wrong, okay? It was just
It is at this moment, underneath the little precipice, whatever the little part of the bridge that connects to the land. You know,
Okay.
you always have the underpass of the bridge that's like under the land, and there's that little alcove. Underneath there, you hear a sound emanating. Only one of you recognizes this sound. It's almost disconcerting to the other two. It's a brazen, abrasive, animalistic like cry. It almost sounds like a little toddler crying out in pain, but it's amplified and very loud. Rue, you recognize this sound.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Baby.
No. Don't like.
He'll do a short little whistle.
At that
What?
moment, there's a massive head that pops out from underneath the bridge, and you see massive antlers attached to this fox head. This thing has got to be at least 10 feet tall as the head pops out.
Oh, fuck that. It's a monster.
it's a
Rude. It's a tapu.
It's a monster?
I mean, she's already walking towards it with like a hand out, like, I want to touch its face.
It looks like it's about to race out to meet you and then stops and then kind of like backs up a little bit so that it stays underneath the bridge.
He's gonna run over to him and hug his big buddy.
Yeah. As you come around, you see that it's not just a head floating in the darkness underneath the bridge. It is attached to a fox elk. 10-foot tall fox elk. Fluffy big tail. It's got the fox tail, so it's a big fluffy fox tail, but it's got the body of a massive elk, almost like the size of a moose, and then it's got the big antlers of a moose, but a fox head as well. Beautiful coloring. What color was it, Rue?
It's the kind of gray and white.
Arctic fox colors.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
And kind of
very
the
floofy, very fuzzy.
While Rue and Michi are distracted with this creature, I'm gonna sneak away and
Okay.
start avoiding guards, heading to my home.
I would like you to roll a rely on your skills and training roll, which is focus.
Focus. Okay. It's better than my other ones. That is a 12. Why does math seem hard when it's simple numbers?
Oh, yeah. You, Michi and Rue, you are distracted by the fox elk here, especially Rue, because Rue, you've missed Tapa. And Michi, have you ever seen a fox elk before?
Oh no, he's digging in his pockets for snacks. Like he wants to befriend this gargantuan, adorable thing so bad.
So yeah, you sneak away and you are unnoticed.
Going home. I like to imagine when they turn around, there's just that like dotted outline of where I was, and it's a question mark.
Anime escape. Rude.
Yeah, so you go up the hill and up to the bridge, and as you're heading towards home, you see the guards are kind of leaving, and they don't really seem to be noticing you as they're marching on their formation at first, but you do notice that they are carrying wanted posters.
With like pictures?
Uh-huh.
Can I
Already?
see?
Uh-huh.
That's
Can I
very
see?
impressive.
Like, have they hung any up yet?
There is one hanging on like the pillar next to the two sides of the bridge. There's pillars on each side. The one you're closest to, you do see one has been kind of slapped on haphazardly, and it has a picture of Rue, crudely drawn. You can tell it's Rue because you just met Rue, and Rue's got that scar, and the scar is prominent on the wanted thing. And then Michi, you can tell it's Michi because they have put the little beads on the picture.
Okay.
And then a feminine picture could be you.
Hell, what?
You're not quite sure. It doesn't look like you to you,
Nah,
but it does have long hair.
just gonna. I look like every other Fire Nation civilian. Put my hood up and keep going.
Yeah. As you begin to cross the bridge, you start to hear whispers. Is that her? I guess it could be her. Oh, is that
could
her?
not be. My hair is short now. What are you talking about? No, that can't be her. I am going to start avoiding people as I make my way home.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a push your luck roll.
Coco, what is that again?
Push your luck is a passion roll.
Don't fail me now. That would be an 11.
Okay. Yeah, so far they don't notice you. And you're about halfway across that bridge. Every so often a troop of like 5x5 soldiers comes marching off that bridge towards the center of town.
Walk a little bit faster. I'm not running.
They're
'Cause I
coming
don't
from
want-
behind you, so if you keep your hood up, it's fairly easy to kind of keep your face hidden from them as they march, because they're not really looking at you as they march by.
That's fair. I'm heading home, Joe. Doing
As
the
you're
thing.
crossing the bridge, you do hear them talking about the item that was stolen.
Oh, what was the item?
You hear them kind of complaining. Why are we doing a full dispatch? This is stupid. It's just a pie show tile.
Fucking grandma.
Fucking grandma.
I do not. I don't say anything. As the tile seems to burn a hole in my pocket because I now feel weird about this.
So you're heading across the bridge. What are you doing, Rue and Michi?
Rue definitely muttered something under his breath when he realized that Zola has gone. And he's gonna, I think, start leading them towards his, like, kind of the place that he's been staying while he's been in the Fire Nation.
Okay. So you're going to hop up on top of Tapa and cross the water to head towards the mainland?
Tapu.
Tapu, not Tapa.
Yeah. Appa.
Tapa. Because he's on top of the shelf.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Bye-bye. Yeah, he's going to hop up on Tapu and offer a hand up to Michi and just be like, are you gonna be smart about this, or...
I'm coming with you. I ain't going back there.
Yeah.
I'm not going across the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hop on top of Tapu, and Tapu does that whole swim thing that he does, and he's pretty fast in the water for a fox elk. His legs just kind of kicking, and he's swimming across the river, and the two of you come onto the mainland in the district that you're familiar with, that you've been kind of hiding out in. And surprisingly enough, Michi, you recognize this district too, because you were staying fairly close by to here as well. Zola, as you approach your home, it is swarmed by guards, and it looks like they are tossing the place in search of something. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get arrested again. Or actually for the first time. Because this is rude. I'm gonna walk into my home and go, what are you doing?
They're going to stop, and they're going to look at you with surprise, and you hear, "Oh, she's here! Bring the manacles!"
Excuse me! What are you doing in my home?
By order of the warden, we are searching your premise.
He does not have ordinance here.
He has authority now,
Since when?
since Fire Lord Azulon.
This is General Souza's house.
We're aware, and your
You are
father has
aware?
been deemed a traitor
Since when?
since 2 days ago.
What?
Your grandmother was imprisoned for the same thing.
What?
And at that point, you feel someone grabbing your hands to put you in manacles.
Oh, hell no. There's a bitch slap from me to this person.
Okay. We're going into combat then.
Oh no!
Let's see. How does combat work in this again? There's no initiative order. It's just you go, right? You use
Yeah.
And do you just like roll
So-
a new character? Or...
So what I remember with the combat is you say whether you want to do an attack and defense, or attack and advance, a defend and maneuver, evade and observe. And
there's no initiative.
roll for
it
it.
just goes against
Yeah.
each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
And-
to, I guess, attack.
Okay. So you're doing an evade and attack, or advance and attack.
Well, he grabbed me, so would it be evasion if I'm trying to get like away?
Yeah, evade and observe. That is rolled with
Yeah.
creativity or harmony.
We're gonna go with creativity because that's my higher stat.
Okay. And you have to clear one fatigue while you do that.
Okay, do I have any fatigues? I don't think I do. I don't have any fatigue.
Okay, then
I don't think that's a
that's
problem,
only
is
yeah.
it?
When you get a fatigue, then you would clear it by evade and observe.
Okay. Ooh,
Okay, and he's gonna.
11.
Okay, you're able to slide out of his grasp real quick, and you just connect, and he flies backwards onto the floor, knocking over this table.
Sorry. I'm gonna whistle for my own animal. My fire panda? Fire panda, I think is what it was.
It was.
And as soon as that creature jumps into my arms, I'm running.
So it looks kind of like a little red panda,
Mhm.
and it comes out of the rafters and just like pops onto your shoulder and wraps its tail around your head to kind of like hold on. And you said you're taking off?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you headed?
I don't know. A friend's place? I have friends.
You do.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I head to one of their places.
Okay. So, Rue and Michi, you have made it across undetected, and you are in the district that you were hiding out in originally. What would you two like to do?
He's heading to his hiding spot. That's like the most safe place that he knows.
Uh, when we get to the hiding spot, Michi is going to kind of tug on his sleeve and just be like, I have to go. I have to relay a super secret message, and then I will be back ASAP. Since we're like, I mean, stronger together.
So you want to split up?
No, right now, unless you want to come with me, I have to tell my
girlfriend,
super secret friend. No, I gotta go tell my dad that I'm running away. He was trying to act all cool.
You have to go tell your dad that you're gonna go run away. Does your dad know that you were in prison? Just out of curiosity.
He's gonna ignore that and go towards home.
Okay. Familiar with this district, you know the route home. And as you head towards your home, you notice there are fire soldiers coming towards your house. They're probably a couple blocks away. You've maybe got 5 minutes before they make it to your house.
Okay. He's gonna slip in the back door and see if his father's home, hopefully.
Your father is home, and he is on the front couch area, the little sitting area in front of the table, and he has his head down in his palms, and you can hear very faintly the sound of sobbing.
Dad, father, take his hands.
He's very startled, and he looks up. Michi, where have you been?
I didn't do anything bad. Don't worry.
He stands up and just hugs onto you.
I hug him back.
I was
then I kind of like
sick.
No,
you've been gone for 4 days.
It was only 4 days. It felt like it's not important right now. So I got out, not on like parole or anything, but I'm out. The Fire Nation's coming here right now.
Coming here to our house? Why are they chasing you? What did you do, Michi?
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't take anything this time. There was the warden is missing something, and he wanted us all to stay, and he was going to search us, and there was going to be they were going to torture us and stuff. But
yes, fair enough.
We got out.
Do we have time to pack?
No. There. He looks out the window like.
All right, fair enough. He looks to the mantle and he airbends an item over to him, and it's the little necklace that you're familiar with, and he grabs onto it and he places it in your hand. He says, I will buy you whatever time you need.
No, you're going to come with me. We're going to go out together.
If you hope to escape the Fire Nation guards, you need all the time you can get.
We have time. We can go right now. I'm not going without you.
I would like to say that Rue did follow Michi and is currently standing in the doorway watching all of this.
At that point, I think the father would see Rue standing in the door frame and... A friend?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Yep. Water Nation. He runs over and reaches out to grab your hand to shake it and just starts shaking it vigorously. It's so nice to meet you. Michi hasn't had many friends since we've moved here, and it's great to see that. Go now. I will buy you time. And he turns around and he walks across the room and opens the front door and starts greeting the Fire Nation soldiers. And he turns back and says, Go now.
Michi, was it? I say we take your dad's advice.
No, but we can't just...
Grab him and pull him out the back door.
Oh, Dad! Yeah, he's gonna struggle a little and then go with Rue, I guess. The Fire Nation's right there.
Okay. As you're running down the hallway towards Rue's hiding spot, you hear the sound of flames engulfing, and you can see light coming from where you're running from, as if the house has been set ablaze.
Did Joe just pull a Disney and fucking murder a parent
No.
in the streets?
You know what that
No.
means, though, Kaz. You're now the main
You didn't
character.
see it. You didn't see it. You know how the thing with we don't see the death. It's fine.
You got Mufasa'd.
No, because you watched that one happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Look, I'm sure your dad's fine. They probably just arrested him.
Yeah, he's what? No, I was gonna say he got away.
I mean, he probably got away. He seems like an energetic guy. He most definitely got away.
You're really bad at this. Please stop.
Rue's gonna start packing.
Okay. Skipping back over to Zola. Zola,
Oh God.
you have
okay.
left your house.
Yep.
The entire downtown district, not in the area that you live in, but you kind of sit up high and you can kind of see the rest of the city, is being flooded not only by prison guards, but the entire standing guard is flooding the city. And they seem to be in search of things. Like, they are tossing houses and they are investigating in a I use that term very loosely, looking for something.
I'm still trying to get to my friend's house, I guess.
Yeah, you get there, and your friend's house is not being gone over, but there are guards, and they are talking to the occupants of this residency. They're a little bit more respectful here, but they are looking for things. They are talking to them and looking for things, and as your friend sees you kind of poke your head around a corner, she kind of nervously waves you off.
Can I hear what they're saying?
They are looking for an item. They're describing it. It's a small wooden item. I would like you to roll and assess a situation roll.
Okay, what is that?
Creativity. You're good at that.
Good. Yes, I am. It's my best stat. 8.
Okay. You do hear the description of a pie show tile, but it's not the one that you have.
Oh.
Because it's not a jade tile they're looking for. It is a White Lotus tile.
What the fuck?
But the description is very similar, other than the embossed symbol.
Okay.
It's the same type of wood, and it's the same. It sounds like it comes from the same pie show set, but they are looking for the White Lotus tile. And as you're listening, they also describe that this item isn't what it seems.
Grandma, how many tiles did you steal? And I'm gonna start. I guess I'm gonna try and leave the city. I can't. It doesn't look like I can get a haven here. So
You are aware that there is a ferry that goes to the Earth Kingdom. There are colonies, Fire Nation colonies in the Earth Kingdom.
Okay.
There's no refuge really, because they don't go to the Water Tribe of the North unless you're on one of the soldier ships, and all the air temples are gone. So really your only escape from Capital City. Capital City. Very creative. The only escape from Capital City is to the Earth Nation.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you head towards the dock area to try to get onto a ferry. back over to Rue and Michi. What are you two doing as you are packing up, getting ready to leave?
He's going to, as he's packing up and loading up his bags onto Tapu, he's going to kind of glance at Michi, just be like, so why were you in prison?
I told you I didn't do anything wrong. It's just wrong place, wrong time.
So
Gossiping.
You're gossiping.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. What were you doing in prison?
Well, it's a complicated story.
At that moment, the front door busts open, and you see two Fire Nation guards standing there, mouth agape. One of them points at you. Arrest them! It's just me and you. You don't have to act like we've... And he kind of like walks through the door with the manacles and...
No, you don't have to arrest us. It's fine. We will come with you.
I'd like to attack in advance.
Okay, roll your attack in advance. And you're doing a strike, a pressure, or a smash?
I'm doing a strike with the water whip.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's a... With passion, that's a 10.
Okay. Which one are you water whipping? Or describe your water whip.
I would like to water whip one of them into the other one.
Okay. The one standing in front gets pushed back into the other one, knocking them out of the doorway and onto the street below, knocking them both down.
Yep. Grabbing Michi, we're hopping on Tapu, and we're getting the heck out of there.
Okay.
Time to go.
Where are you headed on top of Tapu?
Probably towards the ferry. It's the only way the Nino's out of Capital City.
See, he goes like starts going the wrong way, and Michi's like, no.
You see Theo kind of going around the block one or two times, and then Fox Elk takes off and heads towards the ferry. And you all meet up at the ferry, and you see each other all because you kind of stand out in a crowd, and they definitely stand out in a crowd at this point. Michi and Rue definitely stand out.
Hi, Zola. Do you remember us?
Shut up!
We all escaped from the prison.
Michi!
That was awesome.
At that point,
Right.
Some of the dock people stop and look at this conversation that's happening, but the dock doesn't seem to have... There's like one or two guards, but they haven't reached this far yet.
I run towards the giant monster thing.
Rue will extend a hand down.
Oh, I don't like it, and I take his hand.
And we're going to not use the ferry, and we are going to use Tapu, and we are going to go right into that water.
Yeah, Tapu doesn't even question, just jumps right into the water like this is an everyday occurrence, and that tail starts swishing, pushing on. It's a ginormous, fluffy foxtail just used as a rudder to kind of like push, and then you see the little legs dangling underneath, pushing, and he's motoring through the water at this point into the water.
Rue will relax a tiny bit now that they're away from the land.
Death gripping Rue.
Ow.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back, princess.
Shut up. I'm not a princess.
So the whole going home thing really didn't work out for you, huh?
Shut up.
Just saying, you know.
I squeeze tighter.
Ow! You're perfectly safe. He knows how to swim. Oh, come on. The firebender's not afraid of a little water, right?
He could eat me.
He's not going to eat you.
I don't know
He eats
that. I've never
bugs,
seen one of
berries,
these
and
fucking
roots.
thing.
He's a fox elk.
Does it look like we have those around here? No. We don't.
He might eat that thing, and he's going to point to the fire ferret on her shoulder.
No. Listen. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we got out of the prison, we got away from Capital City, and we don't have to deal with any of the drama that they are dealing with because we don't have an item. I don't like that face.
So
Oh, you have the item, don't you?
no, I don't. Actually, I don't have the item. I don't. Because I overheard what they were looking for. It's not the one that I have.
So there's multiple.
What's that mean?
I came to see my grandmother because I woke up this morning and she wasn't in our house. And I got a note that said she was arrested. So I went to see my grandmother. She gave me a tile, but it's not the one they're looking for.
What do you mean a tile?
I'll pull it out and show him.
All three of you roll me an assess a situation roll.
What is that, Joe?
That is a creativity roll.
Oh, thank God.
It is a 9.
That's a
8.
14.
Whoa.
You get to ask 2 questions. You get to ask 1, Rue. What'd you roll, Michi?
8.
Okay, you
What are the
also get to ask 1 question.
What
So
are the questions that I get to ask?
Oh, you get to ask whatever you want. You just get to ask 2 questions,
Okay.
and I'll give you the answer. And then Rue and Michi, you get to each ask 1 question about the Pai Sho tile.
Has anything changed on it since all of this started? Like, that something that I may not have noticed before?
Upon closer inspection, there does appear to be, like, it seems to be made of 2 separate pieces, because there's a very, 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 very small, thin, like, crack all the way around the center of it. Not on the flat side of the Pai Sho tile, but on the, like, the ridge side.
Yeah. Okay, so that's can I open it? Like a Resident Evil clue?
You can. That's your second one.
Okay, I will open it then.
Okay. Rue, what is your question?
Am I knowledgeable in the game of Pai Shao?
I would say it is a fairly common
Like-
game across all the nations, so you would have the ability to recognize the basic, like, concept of the game. You would know what a Pai Sho tile looks like. Whether or not you know how to play it, that's up to you. But
Okay.
it's recognizable to most common folk. Know what a Pai Sho tile looks like. Michi.
So it's this one was a Jade Tile.
This one is a Jade tile, yes.
Okay. Looking at it and like the style that it was made in, would I know what, like, where it came from?
This is not a modern Pai Sho tile. This thing definitely looks like it's a hand-me-down or like a relic or something that comes from the original invention of the game or something. It's definitely not something that you would go to a store in your time and buy.
Okay.
As you open it, you get this little twisting motion and it pops open, and out falls this little scroll, this little rolled up piece of parchment that just kind of falls out, and you're able to kind of catch it before it hits into the water.
Yeah. I will put the pieces into my pocket. Listen, this is a world where women have pockets. I have decided.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You put it into your pocket, and as you're putting it in your pocket, you kind of rub your hand along the bottom of the bottom piece of the Pai Sho tile, and you see that square is carved in there again. It doesn't look like the embossed part on the top. It looks like someone has taken a knife or something sharp and carved a perfect square into the back of it.
Weird. Okay. Can I open the little scroll?
Yeah, as you open it up, it has not hieroglyphics, pictographs etched onto the scroll.
Do I understand it?
It looks like some form of firebending technique, waterbending technique, airbending technique, and earthbending technique has been kind of pictographed on there.
Rue's gonna lean over her shoulder looking at the scroll and just be like, is that part of the game?
No, shouldn't you be driving this weird thing?
He's fine. And his name is Tapu. Don't be rude.
Yippee.
You hear Tapu.
It's okay, buddy. Gonna pat him on the neck.
The fire ferret. They seem to be having a conversation at this point.
Look at them with their little language.
Here for this
They're like
world.
babies.
We need to find somewhere to hide.
Where do you suggest?
What a great question. We're wanted by the Fire Nation.
Okay, so probably not the Fire Nation.
Oh, good for you.
Mm.
I need to find my father.
Is your father in the Fire Nation?
I don't know.
Can your father help us?
Probably, yeah.
If you don't know where your father is, how are we going to find him?
Do I know where he was heading to? Did he say?
He had a mission to the north, is what you were.
Said he was going north. He had a mission up there.
I guess that's as good of a clue as any.
Can I dig through my stuff and see if I have a map that I may have stolen?
Yeah, you have a map. Just a
Yeah,
general world map, and you've marked, different denotions on it and stuff.
Yeah, usually where the
supply routes and everything.
the supply routes where yeah, he'll pull out the map and roll it out on the bottom of the saddle. And okay, so we're here.
Yes.
Can I roll something?
What are you
rely
trying
on
to get?
trying to see what would be the closest and least fiery place to go.
Okay, yeah, you can rely on your skills and training.
Cool.
That would be like a navigation, which would be skills and training, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which is a focus.
Okay.
that is a 9.
Okay. You're fairly confident that the closest location that you can stop out at is going to be what is that island? Not Kyoshi Isle, but there's another island.
Ember.
No, that's from the Fire Nation.
I'll have to look at the map here and we'll update that. But that's where the closest is an island in between the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom that you can kind of stop off, collect yourself. It won't be a safe place to stay, but it'll be a safe enough place for a day or so to kind of resupply and get a plan together.
Rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he'll point that island out to the other two and just be like, we could find some food, get a little bit of rest, and figure out where we want to go. It's easier than doing it on the back of a swimming fox elk.
Would prefer not to be on this.
You're real rude to him.
I'm sorry.
He did save your life.
Kind of stops doing his tail back and forth and just flips it up real quick, and the shower of water just like splashes down on everybody.
I'm already soaking wet from the fucking slide, so it doesn't matter.
He will pull the water out of the map and then roll it back up and tuck it in his bag.
I just hold out the scroll. Can you do that to this too, please?
He'll do that to the scroll as well, leaving everybody else completely like drenched still. But
It's better than being on fire.
Your name's Zola.
Yes.
And you and Michi know each other how?
We don't, actually. All of this started, met both of you at the same time, when you were prisoners. No one has answered the question of why you were in there.
Illegal things.
What kind of illegal things? What did you do?
Mainly just messing with the Fire Nation, sabotaging trade routes, redirecting ships.
Just doing that?
Just.
I mean, Michi was in for a misunderstanding.
Was he? Or what? Is he a
You
liar?
make it sound like it's a bad thing. I'm not a liar.
Okay, you said you were gossiping. What exactly
What
were
did
you
you
saying
say?
that got you arrested?
Okay, I didn't say anything. Like, just somebody was we were just joshing around.
I don't know who
It
Josh
might have been
is.
about the royal family.
You
really
did not.
funny. It was funny.
What?
At this moment, you see about a 5-foot wide duckbill start coming up out of the water next to you. And attached to that duckbill is this ginormous platta whale.
Nope, we gotta go. We can talk about this once
Just
we get.
jumps out of the water, and instead of the hands and the claws, it's got the flippers of a whale, and it does have the platypus tail, and it's got the fur, but it's really sleek and kind of looks like whale skin, and it just rotates and splashes down, getting everything wet again.
Why? Water is the worst.
Well, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, the only one that seems to be not enjoying this is you, Zola.
It's been a bad day.
Can I ask what your grandmother was arrested for?
Great
I'm
question.
Sorry about Nan. She seems like a really, really sweet lady.
Great question. Have no idea, but she was in maximum prison.
So you
Granny
don't have
got a
any
record.
clue, like
I don't
she
know,
doesn't have like a
but
outstanding.
apparently my whole family are now traitors of the crown. Grandma got arrested. They were ransacking my house.
Ow.
Aw.
I think Zola
Just taking
puts her head on her knees.
It doesn't take very long, maybe half the rest of the day, as Tapu is a fairly fast swimmer. And as the sun is setting and it's starting to get dark and you're starting to get a little worried about, being out in the open ocean in the middle of the night on Tapu, you can kind of spot the glistening lights of the island. And that's where we're going to end this episode. What is Tapu? Tapu is a fox elk.
Yeah.
About the size of a moose, a little bit bigger. Antlers of a moose, body of a moose, but the head and tail of a fox. Did I describe that right? In Arctic fox colors, like the white and gray.
You mean an elk, not a moose. Or it would be a fox moose.
It's called a fox elk, but it's got the moose antlers. The females have the elk style antlers, but the males have moose type antlers.
Big racks.
The big racks.
Same.
I just got Joe to say big racks. I'm happy.
You heard it here, folks.
Big racks.
Big racks.
They are all
Join us next
the same
time
thing.
for more big racks.
A big rack every episode. Anyway, that's where we're going to end this episode as we reach the island. You have safely escaped the Fire Nation. You have learned that you are wanted by the Fire Nation. What for? You're not quite sure yet, but you'll find out more, so join us. We will be playing this bi-weekly on Saturdays at 7 p.m. 7 to 9 p.m. So join us in 2 weeks for episode 2. DB, do you want to do the rest of the announcements since you're so good at it?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we're doing and you would like to support us so that we can make more awesome shows like this, please consider becoming a patron. We are always trying to make new shows for the Nerd Asylum. Follow us on all social medias. That's the Nerd Asylum on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Join us on Discord where you can talk theories with the cast, crew, and everybody else. In the year of our Lord 2022, we are trying to put a convention together. Please go over to our Kickstarter where we are raising money to get Drawlicon started for July, where you could hang out with us. And especially Lance, because it'll be his birthday.
Woo woo.
I think that is everything. If you'd like to get caught up on our shows, I did forget something. Please go over to our website. We have playlists of everything.
TheNerdAsylum.com. Check it out.
Yes.
Until next time, everyone, stay nerdy, friends.
Bye.
Oh.